that's going. I believe the microphones are going. Yep.
Yes.
And the camera's going.
Yes.
Dude, we're going. Let's get it.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
To 307 Reacts.
Yeah.
We're back with it again. You guys go, hey, you reacted to the Upchurch stuff out of order. Listen, liberal, don't care. Okay? We got Monster Max 1, which would indicate there may be a Monster Max 2.
That's kind of like how we do it on our channel. We do everything out of order, man. And we usually find out about it from you guys. You know, like we'll pull up something, we'll react to it, and then we'll release a video, and then, you know, over the few days after it releases, we'll just read the comments, and it's like, oh, you guys missed this part, or there's another part, or there's this. It's like, oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, okay, cool. Well, now we've got more content to make. You know what I mean? So,
pretty much.
But Upchurch has been on our channel quite a lot recently, and it's just because he's we're respecting his grind. He's literally out here. Yeah, he keeps posting stuff, so we're gonna keep covering it. You know,
pretty much.
He's an independent artist, so we don't run into any trouble with copyright claims or anything like that when we're posting up his stuff. So, so why not, right?
Yeah.
And it's all good. The last video that we did of his got us into this big conversation at the end
about
of it.
UFOs and shit.
Yeah, we like got up on this big tangent about UFOs and just. Yeah, it was really good. So anyways.
This brings me to this. Let me do a little bit of research here before I put my foot in my mouth.
Sure. You can just put your foot in your mouth early and then save everybody the trouble, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I certainly could. Let me see.
Cut where you please, Chris. Do your thing.
Okay, so Upchurch's Pioneer album is not out yet. It might be when you guys see this video. We know how Upchurch is. He just kind of drops when he drops. But
right, for sure.
As of this day we are recording this, he has not dropped it yet. However, it is coming.
Well,
I'm excited. Right. He's also talked about finally getting back to making another Creeker album, which is his rock stuff.
Okay.
Super excited for that. So, if you guys aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe to us as well as Ryan Upchurch.
Definitely.
If you guys are like, I don't know who this guy is, stick around. You might like him. So,
you know, and like coming from me, I say it all the time when we have Upchurch on the channel, like his music isn't necessarily my cup of tea, but it still gets me talking and gets me thinking, you know. And like some of it, you know, you find inspiration for some of it. Like I've found that making my own beats and stuff like that in the studio here, even when I'm working on punk stuff or like a little bit heavier stuff, they're kind of more like hip hop influenced at this point, you know, like which has kind of helped my writing evolve a little bit, which is kind of nice. So you just got, you know, to see the positive in things, guys.
It is, man. Yeah, and you know the thing about Upchurch is he's such an inspiration to those looking to do something that not very many people do.
Definitely.
You know, at the beginning of the whole country rap thing, he like sure there was Colt Ford, Bubba Sparks, you know, kind of those guys in the early stages, but Upchurch came and just blazed a path. I mean, right through the whole thing, he was what really needed to happen to bring it into the quote unquote mainstream.
For sure.
I know we don't use that word with Upchurch, but to bring it to a bigger populace.
3 million subscribers, like
yeah,
whether or not you want to call it mainstream,
and gold record after gold record,
platinum record, whatever. Like
God,
whether or not you want to call it mainstream. Like yes, he's not industry mainstream, but I mean he's right up there with some of the top players. You know,
I mean, I don't know how many times
just not contracted in.
I don't know what it is about Walmart, but if I'm walking around the automotive section, I'll hear somebody's phone go off.
And Scott Church,
and it's Holler Boys every time. That's their ringtone.
Nice.
And I don't know if it's a guy that just works there, but like almost every time I go to Walmart, I hear. I'm like,
what's going on here?
Hey, you got the church boy playing. But,
all right, cool, guys. Well, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. 2023 is our year for 50,000 subscribers. That's all we're trying to do this year is get to 50K by December, so we just need your help. All you got to do is click the subscribe button. It literally does anything and everything for us. Yes. That's it. With that, let's go, shall we?
Yeah.
Ooh. They mad I got the soul, motherfucker. Church. Slit my throat, can't tell, cause my redneck bleeding, racing through a brain, running like a Hellcat. Which genre you won't have them thinking that I spell cast. Music City magic, but like I'm finna rob Batman. Beat the game up so much I can't even see a mic stand. Hip hop going over their head like it's mic legs. Mic check, hooked up like a sidekick. Cash cowboy, and I be writing my own checks. Give me the problem, I ain't playing possum. Successor at Lane, crossing, take scissors to cut it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm lost, bro. I'm lost. I got skipped up on like one of his first lines, and from that I thought about it for like 3 seconds, and by that point I was like, oh, I haven't heard the rest of every. Oh, great. I'm behind. I don't know what that. Okay, have you heard any? What do you got? You got anything? Should we just go back really quick?
I always love the car references. He talks about, cut my neck open and it's bleeding race gas.
See, I didn't hear that at all.
But you can't tell because my neck's red. And like race gas, you can get just regular race gas that is red, but typically cars that are like methanol injection and stuff use a special type of red gas.
Oh, okay. Does it just like burn hotter or something like that?
It's just a different type of, it's, you have like 87 and 92 and 93 and then, top fuel dragsters run like basically airplane fuel.
Right, like jet fuel. Yeah, okay.
Crazy.
All right. Well, I went back quite a ways just because why not go through it again? I know he's going to do this thing in the song where he's not really going to let up until there's going to be probably some small chorus at some point, and that might slow down a little bit, but who knows? I actually don't even know. This one's only 3 minutes long. He might just be rattling off the whole time. So I'm going to try and catch as much of this as I can and not have to go back 25 seconds at a time or whatever, but let's just keep going here.
Cause my redneck bleeding racing fuel brain running like a Hellcat. Which genre you won't have them thinking that I spell cast. Music City magic, but like I'm finna rob Batman. Beat the game up so much I can't even see a mic stand. Hip hop going over their head like it's mic legs. Mic check, hooked up like a sidekick. Cash cowboy, and I be writing my own checks. Give me the problem, I ain't playing possum. Successor at Lane Crossing, take scissors to cut a track and vocal stop working. Drop curtain, I'm competing in top circuits. No need to give me flowers, every field I got flourished. Every time I dot eyes on my fine line, I find time to travel deep inside a shit to grab mine. Motherfucking hillbilly, motherfucking holler boy, bad motherfucker riding in my Tonka toy. Rolling so strong, got the coffin in the long bed. They wanna kill Bill, but my presidents have been dead and safe. Call it presidential placement. When I stepped on the track, they yelled racist. You know.
I like the whole. He's like, the presidents that I have are dead, like talking about dollar bills. And then he goes, I put them in the safe, call that presidential placement.
Nice. Okay.
That's such a cool way to just say, yeah, man, I'm just putting my money in a safe from now.
Dude, this beat goes pretty hard.
Dude, Kalani on the beat killed
this beat is going pretty hard, I'm not going to lie.
Which, by the way, shouts out to Kat over at... God, I'm really having a bad mental day today.
Elsewhere?
Remembering shit.
Okay, yeah.
The Elsewhere podcast. She interviewed Kalani on the beat. So if you guys want to go check that out, you guys should.
How long ago was that?
Last week.
Was it?
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, I'm
subscribed to her on my channel.
It was during a work day, work hours type of thing, so just didn't get
that
to
makes
it,
sense.
So,
yeah.
Time zones and shit.
But dude, there's a lot of unique like instrumentation going on in this one. There's also like some unique chording going on in this one where like they're kind of, they're sticking to a couple of root notes, but then every once in a while they're dropping the root note down or like they're changing to a different note more than like a typical hip hop beat would, which I think gives it a little bit more feeling as well.
It does. Like it gives us more flavor. It feels like it riding and then you kind of drop a gear and then it's like okay and then we're back up.
Exactly. And yeah, I think that helps kind of give it some depth and makes it feel more hard, as it were. Makes it feel more. That's what she said. Okay.
Make it feel more hard.
All right, let's go back 10 seconds here.
Time to travel deep inside a shit to grab mine. Motherfucking hillbilly, motherfucking holler boy.
I like that.
Bad motherfucker riding in my Tonka toy. Rolling so stone, got the coffin in the long bed. They wanna kill Bill, but my presidents have been dead and safe. Call it presidential placement. When I stepped on the track, they yelled racist. You know why? Cause they don't wanna race this. Ask them if they wanna taste test. Hell no, cause my sauce got honey dripping off of it, motherfucker. Yelling racist, they don't wanna race this. Let your bae watch like Sandy Cheeks and Pam's tits. I'm grease lightning on the mic and we don't match. Acid dripping off the bottom of my mustache. Spinning these wheels flow looking like Monster Max. Always stay afloat and they know that it's monster facts. Always getting bucked, gun so big I need a monster rack. Rampage, Jackson, monster mind and slam you on the mat. I'm mean track, I'm whiter than Nardwar. Lyrics don't get you like jiu-jitsu. Got arm bars, crucifix you to death out in my front yard. So many bows Country attack Mars. Yeah, bitch, I'm that star. Couple rings around me when they say I took a turn. And my goalies with the platinum. And the platinum set the tone on the standard where I'm standing. Ask a hater why he staring. Tell his bitch to make his parents. Ain't no barbecue sauce in the South that is hot as me.
I want to go back and listen to that shit.
Oh, dude. So he's doing that thing where he's not really stopping. I kind of called that. I was like, I don't know if he's gonna like pick a point.
It was kind of like a Captain Hookless thing where it was just no hook, just right in it.
Yep. I like the pauses at the beginning with the hillbilly thing, that like that little stop thing in there. I'm feeling maybe that'll come back here in a minute. But what, did you have something you?
I know that I misheard a bar.
Oh, dude. I've barely, again, I said it at the beginning. I've been really trying, guys, and like from what I can tell, he's obviously killing the flow. He's killing the flow, but like rap is not my thing, man. It's not, and it's like not in a sense that like I'm not enjoying it. I can't keep up with the words. He's just moving too quick for me, man. I'm not. My ears aren't used to like collecting the information.
And it's been a while on our channel that we've actually dove into a lot of rap.
Yeah, like
like
straight up rap music, and I definitely don't listen to it like day to day. Every once in a while, I have a few songs on my Spotify and things like that, but my ears are not used to processing the information that quickly, like punk music and rock music and like even some of the alternative stuff. Like I have Billy Wilkins on my Spotify playlist. Like a lot of that stuff it comes across a lot slower. You know what I mean? So like,
well, and it's sort of like people who listen to rap and are diehard rap fans listen to metal where it's got screams and stuff in it. And they go, I don't understand what they're saying. Yeah. But like back when I was playing a band and I played with a whole bunch of other bands that did that and listened to that music consistently to try to learn and grow my craft, you just understand it.
It becomes way more easy to understand.
You sit there, you're like, you didn't catch what he just said there. He said, and then you lay out the lyrics, and they're like, I didn't hear that.
And then you can even, as a non-listener, you can even listen back, and you're like, nope. Can't hear it. I don't get it. What?
And rap's the same way. If you don't listen to rap all the time, sometimes it is hard to
That's a good analogy for it. Is like the screaming, the metal music thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
You gotta get your ears kind of tuned into it.
Definitely do. All right, well, let's keep going. Did we go back yet?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Country attack Mars. Yeah, bitch, I'm that star. Couple rings around me when they say I took a turn. And my goalies with the platinum. And the platinum set the tone on the standard where I'm standing. Ask a hater why he staring. Tell his bitch to make his parents. Ain't no barbecue sauce in the South that is hot as me. I hip-hopped in a window and gave it my genealogy. Rubbing up on the game, popping up like a genie with jeans. And songs so genius at guitar, so they start to see us. Yeah, but they could never be us. They can only see us. New age outlaws should bring different demeanors. Motherfuckers! I'm having fun with this. My redneck ass came barging in. Reckless with the flow like rainfall to the Cumberland. On the rise, kick your boots off if you're coming in. No copperhead, rowing your folk. It be a moccasin. My image the realest. Somebody's cousin, ideally pulling up in the dually with hoochies in the bag of that killer. I'm bad and I'm bigger. The the millions always standing outside somebody tell Wayne I never had ceilings. Church motherfucker.
Okay, all right.
Hear them crickets.
So I said something about the chording earlier that was like, along the lines of they're changing chords more frequently and more than just the two. But now that I'm listening back, I think it is just two chords. However, the instrumentation over the top with the horns, that thing makes it feel like there's more going on. Yeah. And I love that intention. I think that's great. I think it's awesome, dude. It sounded really. I love that beat. I think that beat went super hard. I really do.
No, dude, like Upchurch always he spit like he said in the song, he's spitting venom, okay? He out here he doesn't necessarily say that, but he said acid dripping from my mustache.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, he spit venom, I had me some coffee this morning, had me a little hanging off the bottom of my mustache,
right.
But no, I just love his music. I love that he's one of those artists that I only caught a handful of bars in this. Oh man. But I can go back and listen to this over and over and over again for, months and still catch a new bar.
For a rap listener, isn't that kind of like the goal as like being someone who's putting out rap music to a rap listener? You want something that is repeatable. You want them to come back and listen again. So you make your bars so that there's so much going on that you have to listen again to reprocess to hear everything.
Because you can hear the same bar. And then, you hear the bar, you understand it the first time, you know what he said, and then you go back and listen to it again, and then you're like, oh wait, there was a little bit of context I missed there that fits this bar.
Yep.
Wow, this actually
put
means
that together. And
this
you're
means
like,
something
damn.
here too.
Yep.
But that's like, but this could also mean this, and the whole double entendre thing. Like,
Yep. You start putting
Upchurch
shit
is really
together.
good
You're
at
like,
that
oh,
shit.
dude, this is unfolding as like a whole theme that he circled. All
Yeah, I like the whole, he makes the NASCAR reference where he talks about they put rings around me, and I forget how he ties in the NASCAR thing, but he goes, and I made a turn and got gold records. Now that's the standard, right? Mm-hmm. Which is great because it's a double entendre of the gold standard. Like, we don't, the gold, for you guys who don't know, okay, the gold standard, and there's going to be a lot of our older following in the comments, well, I know exactly what you're talking about. Listen, I just watched a lady on TikTok the other day talking about, she goes, yeah, me and my family were talking about, her husband and her kids or whatever. We're talking about, we should have an invention that's like a phone for your house. And it has a cord on it so that way it stays at the house. Right? And it's like a family
tethered
phone.
to your home.
And I'm like, you've got to be fucking me, okay?
You walk over to the wall,
Yeah.
like where the jack is in the wall, and you just you've got one right here.
I couldn't believe it.
Magic portal in the wall.
So the gold standard used to be the Federal Reserve had actual gold, and they would not print dollar bills that exceeded the amount of gold that they had on hand. Well, when they did away with that and just kind of printed money as it comes, the dollar realistically is absolutely fucking worthless.
I mean, basically, yeah.
So the only value it's actually given is dependent upon how much of it is out there and how much we just imagine it to be.
By big money standards, yeah, the dollar is pretty much like non-existent.
I mean, if it had gold to back it up, it'd be worth something, but
it doesn't. Because, it's not, the value just doesn't, it's not there.
But I love that bar. He goes, got a gold record, and now it's the standard, a gold standard. Like, I'm not putting out something that I can't back up. I'm not going to put out a dollar bill that doesn't have a backing.
Yeah, for sure.
That's excellent bar, sir.
I don't know what his management is like. I don't know what
it's him as far as I know.
I don't know. I don't know who helps him behind the scenes. He's obviously got a very close-knit circle of people that are probably helping him out, but even in his last few videos, he's talked about, he wanted to move to this new place and was trying to keep it kind of like low-key, and then found out that someone that he knows that has obviously been to his place gave out his address to a bunch of fucking people.
God.
And it's like, dude, so he's like, fuck this, like if I don't want you around, if I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to you, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm not fucking around with this anymore. Until I find out who the fuck leaked out my address. So that I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what is like. Sorry, I don't know what his management is like. I don't know like how his scheduling is set up as far as like going on tours, studio time versus working, buying houses, managing real estate, doing whatever other income sources he has. Like I don't know, dude, but it seems how does he have all the time? Like how does he find the time to do all this shit? That's basically what I'm getting at. Like he keeps putting out stuff and videos and like. And, we've talked about it. There's obviously crews that help him with his videos, regardless of how big or small they are. Like, you can call me and you a crew that do our videos, Like, there's obviously a couple people doing a few things. But, like...
As far as I know, when it comes to video day, it's, like, typically Beloos and Deerdorf and, like, a couple other dudes.
Like the ones that were in the last video we watched.
Yeah, and as far as I know, that's pretty much his whole team when it comes to anything.
Crew.
I do know when he was first buying real estate and stuff, he hired Deerdorf to go over and clean out the property, do some renovations, and Deerdorf would kind of handle that whole side of things.
The maintenance side of things,
yeah. So whether he's still doing that or not, I don't know.
For sure. Small group of people making, dude.
Huge waves.
So like, and like, he hasn't even gone on tour yet, and like, he's doing this kind of stuff where, and I know you said he's not monetized on YouTube, but it's like. If he needed something to fall back on, and for whatever reason, like he puts out an audio clip with a photo of him sitting in front of his Harley,
which is a sick Harley,
and it gets 3,500. There we go. Got it. 350,000. Bro, it's been a long week. I'm
sitting
sorry.
in this room with the president over here. 3.5, 7 billion. You know the thing.
You know the thing. In 8 days, bro. In 8 days, like over 250,000 views in 8 days, which is like,
crazy.
It's he keeps putting out good stuff. He's obviously doing something right, you know. And anybody that bashes him, it's like, bash him all you want, man. But he's got his numbers figured out. That's for damn sure.
Sure does.
And that's just one thing, you know, one particular stream. Like that's just YouTube.
Yeah.
So if he's got his numbers figured out that well there, like you said on the last video we did of his, like he's got his shit figured out. Whatever he decides to put forth, it works out for him. He makes it work. So like, yeah, man, it's inspiring.
Super crazy, man. All the things he's accomplished since 2014 and where he was to where he is now. And, you know, and people are surprised to hear, you know, well, you know, how do you get that famous and your circle gets smaller? Well, it's the same thing, you know, I told Kenna, you know, she's working on becoming a tattoo artist and actually progressing and doing something with her life other than, you know, sewing at grandma's shop, which, I mean, isn't a bad job. It's a job that needs to be done, but, like, you know, is that what she's passionate
There's other
about?
opportunities,
No.
yeah.
So, you know, she's like, man, I just feel like I don't have any friends. Like, you know, I work all the time and shit. And I was like, that's what it is, dude. Like, that's it. When you have something you're going after and you're making a change in your life and you're growing, you'll find that a lot of those people who were your friends that were just happy being where they were are going to stay where they are. And that's, you know, it's an unfortunate thing, but at the same time, you can't really grow and progress in your life with somebody who wants you to be comfortable and miserable with them.
It's,
you know?
Yeah, it's just one of those complacency things where they don't want to see you leave because they need you there to help them. And it's like, well, unfortunately, you can't provide for me what I need in order to like continue my life. And like, you know, she's young enough, dude. Like she doesn't need to be fucking doing that kind of, she needs to be like making fucking money and like thinking about her future, you know, and like at that other place, she was never going to be able to do that. And at this place, man, at the tattoo
limitless.
shop, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
She's already leagues beyond where she was even 12 months ago. You know what I mean?
She's making significantly more money than me.
Significantly.
Than me. Yeah. And she's like the lowest person on the totem pole.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. Yep.
She's going to be doing great in 5 years.
Pretty good, man. Shit, give her another 12 months. We'll see what happens.
Right.
Bro. Like,
right. But yeah, man, that's the thing. I mean, I was talking to another buddy too.
Son of a bitch.
And he's like, man, I know.
Now that we're at the end of episode 2 on day 2 of shooting.
But he was saying, you know, I just feel like I can't leave this job. I'm too comfortable with this job. I've been here fucking 12 years or whatever. I'm like, dude, you've been at this job since high school. It has been well past time to move on. I said, what would you do if you weren't doing this? Well, I don't know. I've thought about different things. I go, dude, you're 25. Try different things. If you think you want to try it, go out and do it.
Try something for 6 months. You have 5 years to try something for 6 months and then decide if you like it. And then try. If you don't, go on to the next thing for 6 months. Go on to the next thing for 6 months. Like 3 months, whatever, 4 months, whatever it is.
Realistically, your 20s are... that's your time to figure it out.
I figured out that was kind of like what I was doing in my 20s, and then by the time I hit like 25, 27-ish, like into my 30s, I had like settled into the job that I have now.
Yeah.
I had it for a while now, but it's like, yeah, I'm kind of getting to that point too. You know, everybody gets to a point where where it's time to explore some new options. You know, do something different with their life. So. But see what happens.
But yeah, man, watching Upchurch doing all the different things that he's done over the past years and making moves and. You know, it's inspired a lot of people to get up and, you know, hey, sure, where you're at may be miserable and what you're going to do is not easy. Okay. Cause it's not, I mean, look at Upchurch's life. There's a reason he records everything. He's there to show you it's not fucking easy. It's not fun all the time, but the payoff is huge. You get to go home happy. You get to go home being proud of what you've done. You get to go home knowing that you're leaving a legacy behind something. You're leaving something in this world behind that can live on forever. And
you want to
that's inspiring in a way.
You want to go home feeling accomplished. Like it really sucks to go home after a day of work and just feel like all you did was work. And there isn't really like there's like, yeah, cool. Maybe you're getting paid well, like good paycheck coming. That's about it. Like you hate everything else except for the income, you know? So it's It's one thing to come home and get paid well, but it's a total different thing to come home and not care about what you're getting paid because you love your fucking job so much that it wouldn't matter if you were making money at all, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're hoping to do in here. Like, we would
sure.
love to turn this into, like, our full-time job at some point. That would be... That is the ultimate goal here, is that we can turn this studio, this room, and maybe eventually a different space at some point into our full-time studio and kind of work it that way. So
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
that's the goal.
Well, I do want to say all 27,000 plus of you guys who follow us. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We couldn't, I mean, we could do this without you guys. It wouldn't be any fun.
It would suck at that point, dude.
We just didn't hear 600 plus episodes deep talking to nobody.
Talking to the wall behind the camera. It's right there.
But we appreciate and love you guys. And if you guys aren't part of that 27,000 plus, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and join us.
Please.
And leave a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button. I'm going to say it again. Okay? Smash the subscribe button.
Smash it.
Click the bell. Become part of the notification gang. And with that,